Hi, guys. Before I begin the week four section of text for Home of the Brave, I'm going to review what you guys read last week, which was pages 32 to 50. And you can read along as I read the summary of what you read in last week's reading. Ganwar shows Kek around the apartment, and Kek remembers how Ganwar and his brother Lual used to play and cause mischief in their village. Even though Ganwar tells Kek he is welcome in their apartment, Kek feels lonely. Kek's aunt, Nayatal, cooks food that reminds him of home, but also makes him sad to think about what he has lost. Nayatal works overnight at a nursing home, and when she leaves for work, Kek and Ganwar watch television. The boys talk before going to bed, and Ganwar is convinced that Kek's mom is dead, but Kek does not give up hope. When Kek does fall asleep, he dreams of his brother and father being killed and escaping with his mom by going to a refugee camp. Today's reading starts on page 59. 53, with the poem Paperwork. This section of text is going to be broken up into two sections. So I'm going to read pages 53 to 69 in this video, and then there'll be a second video for pages 70 to 84. And both of those videos go for week 4 reading. Paperwork. Dave comes for me the next day. He has snow in his eyebrows. We drive in the rattling car to a new place. Refugee Resettlement Center, Dave calls it. It's warm there with many chairs and many more people, all colors and shapes. It's my job to answer a bored lady's questions. Her fingers bounce on a machine with many buttons while she stares at a bright box. Her fingernails are shiny red, the color of blood. Page 54. And I feel sorry for her bad fortune. At first, I'm afraid to speak. It's okay, Keck, Dave says. It's called paperwork. You can't make a wrong answer here. The bored lady asks her questions again, and this time I answer. Soon I grow sleepy, and after a while, her words begin to fall like raindrops on the floor. I try to understand, but all I hear is a river of words, rushing and thundering, and pushing me beneath the surface. Now and then, a word I know darts up like a sparkling fish, but then it's all dark, moving water again. We are there a long time. I don't think I like this America paperwork, I whisper to Dave. It makes for too many yawnings. Information, page 56. Information. Dave leads me to another room. A woman sits behind a pile of papers tall as a termite mound. Is this Keck by any chance? She asks Dave. One and only, he says. Keck, meet Diane. Diane stands and shakes my hand. She isn't much taller than I am, but her grip is strong, and she meets my gaze with eyes that say she is a friend. We've been trying to get more information on your mom, Keck, Diane says. Here's what we've got. She hands many papers to Dave. My hope flutters high like a bird I cannot catch. I ready my heart for the words I need to hear. Found her. Good news. Coming here. Those are the words Diane must say. Those are the stars that will guide my path home. This is a very difficult process, I'm afraid, Diane says. Refugees in that area move frequently, and tracking someone down can be almost impossible. We've sent out an inquiry, this is your vocab word, inquiry, about 2 camps on the border. Diane pauses. I wait to hear the words, to see the stars. After your camp was attacked, some people made it to the places we're contacting. I don't want you to get your hopes up, Keck. We'll know more in a while. Diane looks at some papers. Dave looks at his shoes. Page 58. I am still hoping, I say at last. I want to sound fierce and certain as a great lion, but I sound like a lost cub, even to my own ears. Of course you are, Diane says. We all are. Thank you for looking, I say. Thank you for your looking, I say. Diane nods. You're very welcome. I'll be in touch with Dave as soon as we hear anything. We head outside. The icy air kicks at my chest. We walk to Dave's car in silence. Only the snow talks. We climb in. Seatbelt, Dave says softly. I'm glad he doesn't ask how I'm feeling. I don't know whether to feel hope or fear. Dave pushes a knob and the music box sings. The song races ahead while I stumble behind. Just one more thing I cannot know. So here's a picture of the music box, which is actually a car radio that Dave turns on in the car. And I want to point out that you guys are going to answer a question about this here. Keck says, I don't know whether to feel hope or fear. You guys are going to answer a question about that in your required work packet. Next poem is School Clothes on page 60. School clothes. That night, I try on the school clothes in the box Dave has brought for me. I pick a button shirt with flowers on it and soft red pants, but Anwar rolls his eyes. Those are pajamas, he says. You wear them when you sleep. I try again. Ganwar shakes his head. The kids will eat you alive, he says. This is bad news, since I didn't know that America people like to eat each other. Ganwar must see the fear in my eyes because he explains. It means they'll beat you up. Oh, I say, I feel relieved. You mean like at the camp? Another question from your packet will be answered about the next section of text here. I'm not much of a fighter, not like my brother and my father and my cousin. I'm used to losing fights. It isn't so bad if you cover your face and other important places. Ganwar finds a pair of hard blue pants and a shirt the color of sand. Jeans, he says. T-shirt. I put them on and parade through the TV room like a great ruler. Ganwar groans. It's just school, Keck. My aunt hushes him. Leave him have his fun, she scolds. In the bathing room, I look hard in the shiny glass. I wonder if I look like an American boy. I'm not sure if that would be a good thing or a not good thing. The next poem, starting on page 63, is called Once There Was, and your writing assignment is going to be based on this poem. So pay attention to how Keck feels about telling stories here. Once there was. The next morning, I don't know what I am feeling. I'm excited, yes, because to go to school and learn is a fine honor, but I'm worried also. I don't know so many things. I don't even know what I don't know. My belly leaps like a monkey on a tree. In the camp, we had a teacher. Some days, yes, some days, no. Some days I was too ill with the fever to go. Some days the teacher couldn't come because of the men with guns. But on the good days, the teacher might arrive with a piece of chalk and maybe even a book. Mostly he would help us learn English words so we would be ready to leave the camp someday. But sometimes there would be singing or a story, or numbers on our fingers and toes to count. I liked the stories the best. Once there was a lion who could not roar. Once there was a man who sailed the sea. Once there was a child who found a treasure. The stories would lift me up, the words like a breeze beneath butterfly wings, and take me far from the pain in my belly and the tight knot of my heart. I hope they will have stories at my school. If they don't know how, perhaps I can teach them. It isn't such a hard thing. All you must do is say, once there was, and then let your hoping find the words. The next poem is the final poem for this section. It's called New Desk. Page 66. Dave takes me to school where I see it. Sorry, Dave takes me to school. When I see it, I use the words I learned from the TV machine. No way! It's big enough to graze a herd of cattle in, made of fine red square stones and surrounded by many tall, not dead trees. It's a place for a leader of men to work in, not a place for small children to learn their numbers. Dave sees my falling open mouth. Don't be scared, Keck, he says. But I'm not scared. Not like that. Scared is for men with guns, and maybe just a little for a flying boat, finding its way back to Earth. Inside my school, the floor shines like ice. I walk carefully. Thin metal doors with silver handles line the walls. Those are called lockers, Dave says. Come on, we're early, but the teacher wants to meet you. So you guys might know, but this is what Keck is describing. These would be the lockers that he's seeing for the first time. Waiting in a big windowed room is a woman with black hair that dances and sturdy arms and eyes that tell jokes. You must be Keck, she says, and then she uses my word for hello. I'm ready to begin my learning, I say, and she tosses out a loud laugh like a ball into the air. I can see you mean business, she says. A man comes in, young and short, with skin the color of rich earth, just like mine. He says he is Mr. Franklin, and he helps sometimes in class when Miss Hernandez needs to do her deep breathing. Everyone laughs, so I laugh too, because it's always good to be polite. This will be your desk, Miss Hernandez says. Have a seat. She points to a shiny chair and a little table. A chair of my own and a table too? I smother the thought like an ember near dry grass. I'm very sorry, but I can't, I say softly. I don't have the cattle for such a fine desk as this. Oh, she says, you don't have to pay for this desk, heck. School's free here. You just bring your mind and your smile every day, okay? Carefully I sit. I like very much this new desk with its cool, smooth top. My mouth will not stop smiling. So that is the end of this video. I will be posting another video with the second half of text for week 4, which is from 70 to 84.